We have got history up for grabs tonight at Willard High School, where second-seeded Seneca East tries to claim the program's first ever district championship in boys hoops, matching up for a third time this season with Northern 10 conference rival Colonel Crawford on the verge of making regionals for a third consecutive year. It's live and free tournament hoops from the Haas, streaming right into the palm of your hands anywhere the internet can be found. Find out if the Eagles soar or the Tigers will roar. Next.
More than Crown, we are the real people behind Crown CDJR of Dublin. Every member of our sales team is dedicated to providing you an excellent customer experience.
Find the right vehicle for you and your lifestyle. There's a Crown Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram today, the better way to buy.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to the Baker's Pizza Sports Shack pregame show, the place to catch the big game since 1988. And we have got a big one on the docket tonight, the top two seeds in the Willard District. Brian Skowronski here, Joe Balogh is joining me, and we've got round three between the Tigers and Eagles, who build on their rivalry tonight in the playoffs. I always love these matchups, Joe. Anytime you got that familiarity, meeting for a third straight time, doesn't get a whole lot better than this for a district final.
No, it does not. I mean, two teams out of the Northern 10 conference. One of four teams that, I got both teams tied for the four-way tie for the conference title. And in the first two meetings, the first meeting, both games pretty close that they played. I believe 46-40 in the first contest, 53-44 in the second. So I think you're going to find a very similar game tonight.
There is head coach David Sheldon looking to lead his Eagles back to regionals yet again. But for Seneca East, they're enjoying one of the best seasons in program history. They can get to a place that no Tigers team has ever been before with a win tonight.
And you can see the excitement of Seneca East as their side of the Haas is pretty full. This is going to be a big crowd tonight and an exciting atmosphere, much like we've had throughout this entire week of district play.
First conference championship in a long time. You see their second most wins in program history, and their first district final appearance since I believe your first year in coaching, Joe. You did it for a long time, and now you're hanging out with us up in the media booth.
So you're telling me I'm old.
I'm just saying it's been a minute. That's also my birth year, so I'm getting up there as well. Blake Foos definitely is not old. Well, on the roster he is. He's a senior, spectacular at both ends of the floor. Definitely in that semifinal win against Lucas. All-around athlete. He doesn't really need to score to impact the game either. That's what I like most about him.
Yeah, I mean, he was really solid in the semifinal game against Lucas. But the big key for the Tigers has been just that balance. They don't have anybody that necessarily stands out, but as I think he mentioned in his post-game interview, it's, if it was his turn to step up that night, and that's what he does. Yeah. So it will not be just the Blake Foos show tonight. It's going to be a collective effort by these Seneca East Tigers.
And they're going to need it to take down the #1 seed here in the district that seems to get here every season, seeking their 3rd straight trip to regionals. And this Colonel Crawford squad, very gritty. I mean, they make their hay on the defensive end, and they have not found a way to beat the Tigers yet. You mentioned those 2 losses for them. Very, very close, Joe. But also, if they haven't done it yet, you know, no time like the present. This would be a big time to step up and take them down.
Yeah, I mean, both of these teams extremely familiar with each other. So there's not going to be a lot of surprises, but don't be surprised that maybe each coach has thrown in a different out-of-bounds play or a different set just to get a basket, because as we saw throughout this week and especially last night, the importance of each possession in the basketball game really matters, and that's how it's going to be tonight.
And they've got an awesome sophomore who has gotten better and better as the year has progressed. Payne DeGray, our player spotlight tonight. I think his style really kind of epitomizes this year's team. He's blue collar, he's tough, and he just knows his role, and that's played down in the paint. But what are the true back to the basket athletes that we have in modern day basketball in the area?
Yeah, I mean, I guess you would call it maybe a dying art, that a true post player has kind of been taken out of the mix of the game, but not here at Colonel Crawford. I mean, he's been a factor all year, averaging almost a double-double. And he'll be a factor tonight, and then he's going to be a factor for the next 2 years for the Eagles. So Payne DeGray, one of the better sophomores in the North Central Ohio area.
Helped to lead his team to that 4-way tie atop the N10. These are the regular season standings. Shared the league title, of course, with Mohawk and carried these 2 teams. And we've already talked a bunch this week about just what a wild finish it was the last 2 weeks of the season. And we didn't expect this. It looked like it was going to be carries for the taking, and then all of a sudden, a couple teams got hot, a couple teams weren't.
Well,
four win.
When you look at that, as I think we mentioned the other night, 6 of those teams have winning records.
Sure.
Out of an 8-team conference. You don't see that very often, and that just tells you the grind that both of these teams went through in league play, then matched up with their non-league schedules. Both of these teams are prepared for tonight's contest.
And we are just about set for district championship action here tonight as well. As the cheerleaders out on the floor, players are lined up, everybody is on their feet, ready to honor America, and it looks like that we've got a special performance here in the house. We're going to get a live demonstration, Joe. Is that a fiddle? Violin, maybe?
I think it's a violin. I mean, they traditionally have done some special things here, so this will be pretty neat, I think.
All right, so this is a 2023 Willard grad. Very cool rendition right there. People watching live and free around the globe, give it up.
Yeah, that's outstanding. I mean, and Willard's always done a great job here of featuring some of their special performances by some of their students. And in this case, I guess it would be an ex-student, but excellent rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner.
Yeah, first time I think I've seen a violinist break it down for us before. All right, let's break down our keys to victory, brought to you by Baker's Pizza. And we will begin first with Seneca East for the Tigers, Joe. I am going with fill your lanes. They killed Lucas in transition on Tuesday. Aiden Hines especially was awesome at that role. If they can get up and down the floor like we saw a few days ago, they're going to have a great chance to knock off the Eagles for a third time this year.
Well, my key is get to 60. They've scored over 60 points in their last 6 games. In their losses, they scored 50, 47, 30, 27, and 29. So if the Tigers can get to 60, I like their chances.
But as we were looking at the numbers, I don't think Colonel Crawford's allowed 60 yet this year, so no easy task. Yeah. For the Eagles, my key to victory, I'm going with second chances, Joe, and I got a little double meaning for you, as in second chance points plus a second chance, really it's a third, to take care of business against Seneca East. So get some extra points, Payne DeGray and company in the lane, and I think they'll be moving on to regionals again.
Yeah, and my key is solve the amoeba. The amoeba is that 1-3-1 defense, which is, in my 35-plus years of coaching, I've never really seen a 1-3-1 played the way that they do it.
I hear you.
I think it's been something that the Colonel Crawford staff has studied immensely throughout the season, and let's see if they can solve that puzzle tonight.
I think no matter how much you study it, you still can't figure out what they're doing. That's the beauty of the amoeba.
Yeah, they have, you know, Coach Langhurst. I guess it'll be interesting sometime that if I get a chance to see him, is where he got that from and kind of what the rules are with it. But a unique defense that they play.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to watch confuse Lucas the other night. And against Colonel Crawford, imagine that they're going to try to implement much of the same, as no respect from the Tigers fans for Colonel Crawford, so you know that this is one of those heated ones. At the district level, we were talking about it last night. That's what makes these games probably the most special rounds, because it's big time. You get to cut down the nets. There's medals involved, but there's also a lot of local flavor, and obviously no strangers here in the building tonight.
No, there's familiarity with both teams. As we've said, they played twice during the season here, and I've always said league play is always different than non-league play. So I guess, you know, technically you could say this is almost a league championship game, because
feels like it.
You know, 4-way tie. I mean, Seneca East can say that they're the best team if they beat the Eagles 3 times, but it's not going to be an easy task.
Yeah, let's go ahead and settle the score. I don't like 4 teams having a conference crown, Joe. We need to narrow this down to at least a couple. So for the Tigers or Eagles, we'll see if they can emerge as the top dogs. Trevor Vogt having a phenomenal senior season, 20 points in the semifinals the other night. He was our MVP and got off to a shaky start. I love that he didn't get rattled by it. Joe had a couple turnovers early, didn't put his head down. All he did was put his chin up, went back to work, and made a lot of valuable plays down the stretch.
Well, and I think he mentioned in his post-game interview that probably one of the most physical games that he had ever been involved with.
Yes.
Mansfield Christian really got into him, and as we said, he struggled early but just maintained his composure and fought through the adversity, and then made some plays down the stretch to march the Eagles into tonight's contest.
Both teams trucking out onto the floor, looking to punch their ticket into the regional semifinals. Be moving on to historic Canton Memorial from here.
Yeah, this Northwest District here, Northwest District 5, has been sent to Canton the last several years, as there's 4 other Division IV Northwest District teams that will, I believe, play in Bowling Green next week.
Tigers going to start with the basketball to a huge roaring ovation. You can sense it already within the building that, I mean, they just want this one bad, baby. It's been a long time.
And Payne DeGray with the deflection, and Trevor Vogt picks up the steal.
Eagles from the basketball looking to get Payne a touch inside. And a tough pass up top. The Amoeba doing its thing, and it leads to a breakout for the Tigers.
Well, interesting right away. They put Blake Foos in the middle of that 1-3-1, and they have Lucas Hicks down low so he can defend Payne DeGray. The other night against Lucas, Hicks was the guy that was in the middle of the 1-3-1. So a little adjustment already from what they've done the other Tuesday night against Lucas.
Gamble play here. And now down the lane, Vogt lost the handle, but he's fouled on his way to the rack. Foos is going to pick up his first.
So baseline out of bounds here. Eagles step Payne DeGray right down the lane. And nice job of walling up by Lucas Hicks.
Vogt with the kick out. 3 balls up, a little bit off target. Tough rebound battled for. And it's going to be Tiger basketball.
And that's the strength of Logan Goddard. 31% three-point shooters, made 33s on the year, which is second for the Eagles on their team. And now the Tigers are going to attack this half-court man-to-man defense by the Eagles.
Tigers spread them out. Had a couple looks at 3. Continue to run through their set.
And, you know, Crawford is used to, you know, defending for 30, 45 seconds, so this is not different for them.
Lips out there for Hines. Vogt with the rebounds. And he'll push it into the front court. Here's Vogt, gets by a second defender from the mid-range, short. Luke Mason, sensational sophomore with the lob, backboard too hard. And we're heading the other way.
And right away, we're going to see the 2 subs that we saw a lot the other night in John DeGray and Connor McMichaels coming into the basketball game. So Bruner and brother Ryan McMichael go to the bench for the Eagles.
And I think this lineup played more minutes the other night, Joe, in the semifinal.
Yeah, they did, I think, especially late.
This is Goddard, and he can do that.
Yep. I mean, that's kind of his role that he plays.
Hines filling the lane here at the other end, draws the first personal foul against the Eagles.
And Hines was able to get several layups in transition Tuesday night against the Cubs, which were a big key in the basketball game.
He's got the ball up top. Now here's Foos. He eyes a 3 straight away, front iron.
I mean, Foos has only made 8 threes on the year, but this is the difference right now has been the transition ability here.
And that's Lucas Bordner knocking down the mid-range after Foos got a hand on the ball on the attack by Vogt.
And both baskets by the Tigers have come off of a live ball turnover. And now Foos is going to get his second foul here. And Coach Langhurst not real happy, not necessarily with the call, but just with Foos. So now he's going to have to sub Foos out. And brings in number 5, Caden Fritz.
So giving up some athleticism here for the Tigers as Roofing also checking in.
Yep. They just kind of rotate Roofing and Hicks into that post about every 3 minutes, it seems like.
Backdoor lob.
Yeah.
McMichael goes way upstairs for the catch.
Yep. Another steal.
Great job of reading that by Bordner. Transition tray, nah.
Yeah.
I think it got deflected.
Well, and I think he had a chance and he could have just drove the ball to the basket, and he chose to shoot the pull-up 3. So a concern a little bit here in the first 4 minutes is the number of live ball turnovers that the Eagles have had, as I think they've had 3. And as we mentioned earlier, those are the two of the two buckets that the Tigers have gotten are off of those turnovers.
DeGray with a touch, and he is just getting swarmed every time. Vogt straight away drains a big triple.
Well, two threes here. Goddard and Vogt put the Eagles up 6-4.
Trevor Vogt, the Northern 10 co-player of the year this season. Really elevating his game, much better shooter than he was early in his career.
And you can see, I mean, the defense of the Eagles is just to try to keep the ball out of the lane, but a nice little cut across the lane by Roofing, and he's able to catch it and finish with his left hand.
From the short corner, a traveling violation. It's John DeGray, the freshman, one of his first touches of the night.
You know, Connor McMichael kind of doing the similar what he did on Tuesday night, getting into the lane, not necessarily to finish, but does a really good job of just passing the basketball to open teammates. But the younger DeGray gets called for a travel here.
Tigers looking to regain the lead on this possession. Off the shot fake to the rack, DeGray buries him onto the floor. We got a couple free throws on the way.
Well, Lucas Bordner coming out really aggressive tonight at the offensive end of the floor. Has looked to attack the basket in transition with a layup. Had a pull-up 3 out of transition, and there drives it right to the lane to draw contact and get to the free throw line for 2.
Second foul on the Eagles, who going back to the bench as Goddard is going to check out in favor of Lucas Foy.
Yep, and we saw Lucas Foy not enter the game the other night until the 4th quarter, so in much earlier here. Bordner, 74% free throw shooter, splits the pair, and the Tigers are up 7-6.
Off the ball screen, options here for Trevor.
I mean, interesting battle inside with Ruffing and DeGray, and that 1-3-1, Ruffing's just kind of matched with him man-to-man pretty much. And there's Connor McMichael, what we talked about.
And interesting travel call right there.
Yeah, I don't know if he shuffled his feet a little bit.
And a good look on the Carroll's Truck Parts and Recycling replay.
So Hicks, with that about 3-minute rotation, Hicks back in for Roofing, so they just keep fresh guys in there.
And that's 2 on DeGray in the last couple of possessions.
Yeah. So right now the penetration by the Tigers is giving the Eagles a little bit of problem. Last possession, it was Luke Bordner. This possession, Aiden Hines with that strong drive to the basket. And Hines is a 71% free throw shooter, so one of the things that the Tigers do pretty well is they do shoot free throws pretty well.
And as aggressive as they've been off the attack here, could be playing a big role tonight as he buries both.
Well, he showed he's pretty quick. Aiden Hines is the other night, we mentioned he got behind the defense several times in transition. So Payne DeGray out of the lineup now.
And Vogt, a line driver, his second trifecta.
And the player of the year in the conference steps up.
Well, the sophomore says, bet it right back.
I mean, Lucas Mason, a first-team all-conference player also. So the young sophomore comes right back at him in transition and buries a 3 from the top.
His first points for Lucas Mason. He averages right around 10 a game. Air ball. Friends in low places, though. How about the freshman working the glass?
John DeGray.
And he wasn't getting any minutes early in the season, Joe. I think he's only played in about 10 games.
Yeah, this might be about 9 or 10 games that he's played in. But we've seen this out of Crawford throughout the years as players develop, and if they can help win at the varsity level, they get that opportunity. So John DeGray has earned that opportunity here as a young freshman and playing significant minutes in the tournament.
Double dribble is going to be called here against the sophomore point guard Mason. It's been a relatively clean game in that respect.
Yep. So minute and 1 second to go. Let's see if the Eagles kind of hold it here for the last shot of the quarter, or if they look to attack early in this. Well, they ain't got the answer.
Heat check that time for Vogt. Knocked down his last two. Coach Sheldon didn't appreciate the shot selection.
Yeah, I don't think he wanted that shot right there. So let's see what the Tigers do here. If they decide to attack, or if they go to get the last shot as they're up 1 point. But they turned it over.
Not a great entry pass there for Hicks.
I don't know if Hicks was really expecting it, but he got a little bit of a bump too in the post. It kind of threw him off balance, and he wasn't able to catch the basketball. So definitely now Colonel Crawford will go for the last shot of the quarter.
Vogt slipping a little bit.
Turned it over.
The shovel pass off target to DeGray. Thought we might get a travel, but there was a foul that came first.
Yeah. I mean, interesting. Bordner kind of looked like he wanted to pull up and shoot that three on that one also.
Yes, he did.
I think he's been more effective of just driving the ball to the basket because they've been able to get to the free throw line when they've driven the ball to the basket.
So Blake Foos is going to check in for the last 13 seconds with those two fouls.
Yeah. Offense, defensive substitution here.
He goes to work, spinning over a double team, a little short. Vogt slipping by, travel, but the quarter is done. We've got one in the books. 1 point game, Seneca East in front, 12-11.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, it just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Third meeting between Colonel Crawford and Seneca East this season. With everything on the line here tonight, win or go home for the district crown. And right now, Coach Sheldon and his bunch trail it by one, but they've got the basketball to open up quarter number 2. My name's Brian Skowronski. Joe Balogh is with me. Fun start to the first quarter, Joe. I think saw strengths from both sides, but how about both of our players' spotlights with 2 fouls? As we get a big block, but DeGray with some second opportunities heading to the free throw line.
I mean, they ran a little lob play there for the young freshman where they just kind of back screen the middle of the zone, and he sneaks in along the baseline, and they threw the ball over the top. So you can see that Colonel Crawford's, as always, making great preparations to attack this zone defense that the Tigers have shown throughout the season.
We're all even on our CARROLL'S Taco RICO scoreboard. Three ball off the front iron. down to the floor for the rebound. And a timeout taken by Coach Sheldon, as Caden Bruner was in danger of traveling there, so just protecting the possession.
Yeah. Man, I'm not really sure if Coach Langhurst is happy with that shot. A 3 off the dribble in transition, but the big thing was Colonel Crawford's defense was pretty much back and set. I would think he would maybe want to get a little bit more ball movement and see if you can come back to that shot where it's necessarily not off the dribble but off the catch. So Eagle possession, scores 12-12. And Crawford playing maybe with the smallest lineup that they probably have played with all year.
DeGray over on the bench, 2 fouls. We'll see how long he ends up sitting here. Meanwhile, his younger brother is setting a nice ball screen. They'll come up top, 3 on the way. And it's well short that time and out of bounds, back over to the Tigers. Goddard drilled his first that time, considerably short.
I mean, basically Goddard, Vogt, and Bruner are their 3-point shooters. Lob play here.
Foos tried to no-look that one into Bordner as well.
Yeah. And the Eagles had it covered pretty well.
4th giveaway for Seneca East tonight. Colonel Crawford has 6. Nice fake by McMichael. Not looking for a shot, had plenty of space if he wanted it.
Yeah, but he's not really going to be a scorer. Unless it's right pretty much at the basket. Foul there on Hicks. So Ruffing's going to check back in here for Hicks, and again, about a 3.5 minute rotation with these 2 big post players for Seneca East.
Yeah, a solid 1-2 punch. They combine for about 13 points per game in the middle.
Yep. And they give just maybe a little bit different looks. Hicks might be a little bit more athletic, but Ruffing gives that great size inside.
Vogt passes up a 3, and this one lips out for Caden Bruner.
Here's this transition.
What a step through on the fly for Hines.
Well, and we saw him do that 3 or 4 times, especially in the second half against Lucas. Extremely quick in transition, running that right-hand lane.
McMichael inside this time, back iron. Now Hines will get into the hands of their point guard.
Yep. I mean, most of the points that Seneca East has been able to get have been transition opportunities, which is going to be probably typical against Crawford because they do such a good job at defending in the half court.
Speaking of which, how about this one? Turned away by the freshman right in front of the student section. They love it.
Yep. Foos tried to go over top, and the freshman said, no way, nothing doing here. And playing a lot of minutes, came in the about the 6-minute mark of the first quarter and has played pretty much every minute since then.
Eagles still trying to figure out exactly how to attack here.
Well, they're bringing John DeGray out a lot higher than they had his brother Payne DeGray. But again, Seneca East doing such a good job of matching up defensively out of that 1-3-1, or as we've termed it, the amoeba defense.
I think that's the proper term here, Joe. It's an evolving cell.
Yeah. And Blake Foos playing the middle of it there at the free throw line, and Luke Mason playing at the top, and Roofing able to get a deflection, and here they come in transition. Mason pulls a 3 from the top.
Foos with an offensive rebound, and he'll draw a foul here on Caden Bruner. Or excuse me, that's going to go on McMichael. And the Tigers continue to be effective when they're in this transition game.
When they've been able to push the ball, they're a lot better right now offensively than they are when they have to set up their offense against Colonel Crawford's man-to-man defense.
Only had 3 total points so far here in the second quarter on our CARROLL'S Taco Rico scoreboard. As Hines, nice jump stop at the block, puts it up, too much.
Yeah, again, a good job by Hines of playing off both feet there, but just not able to get the ball in the glass.
Eagles move it into the corner. Now they'll dribble out. And chased off the top of the block here is McMichael.
See, that's what's interesting about it. I mean, Foos comes all the way out there to guard that and then gets back inside.
So it's a one and done for Colonel Crawford.
I mean, both teams doing a pretty good job of limiting their opponent to just one shot at the offensive end of the floor. Have not been a lot of second chance scoring opportunities.
Off the bounce, the lob, roughing catch and shoot wide open.
Yep. 12-footer, but that's a shot Crawford will probably give him. They'd like him taking that shot rather than getting into the lane on a post-up.
Reach and foul up top. This one's going to go on Mason.
Yep. Luke Mason, I believe that's just his first foul of the night. And here comes the rotation, about 3 minutes, and Lucas Hicks back in the game in the post area. And as we said, Hicks just a little bit more athletic than Roofing, but that combo has been really good for the Tigers. And now Blake Foos is going to check out as he has 2 fouls here on this defensive possession. Well, the interesting thing, Brian, they just brought Payne DeGray back in here with just under the 4-minute mark, so he comes in with 2 fouls also.
Sat for about the last 6. But it's giveaway number 8 for CC.
Seneca East for the year, they are at a +5 on the turnovers, where they force 5 more turnovers than they turn it over, which is pretty good. The Eagles are like at a .2, so they pretty much play it even.
Very low scoring action here in the third. We've had 1 field goal thus far and a block on the perimeter. Foos off the hesitation. That's contested as well.
Bruner with the rebound.
And now the foul will be number 4 against the Tigers.
It's going to be the fourth team foul. So on the next foul, the Eagles are going to go to the free throw line and shoot 2.
This has been a battle of the defenses. Crawford wants to get DeGray a touch. He hasn't had one on the block yet. Now they'll lob it to him, but doubled immediately. Dribbles away from it. Nice move. Tipped out of his hands. What do we got?
I think it's going to be Colonel Crawford basketball, as Bordner was out of bounds when he went for the loose basketball. So Colonel Crawford with the baseline out of bounds play here against this matchup defense of Seneca East.
Vogt wanted to go to the corner. Now a tough catch over and back for Bruner. Just a tippy toe.
Yeah, that's, I mean, if he would have just went to the back court to catch it, but not really aware of where you're at on the floor there. So turnover by the Eagles. A little back screen action here. Crawford defense. Ooh, that's kind of DeGray gets his 3rd.
Yeah, big collision right there.
Yep. I mean, that was really nice offensive action. They had an initial lob action off of a curl off the high post there, and then as he cut through, the wing guy just made a strong cut to the basket, and they looked to lob it again. So DeGray just kind of caught in no man's land there, similar to what happened on the 5th foul last night with Brushcotter, where just kind of happened.
Hines goes to the second level for the catch. The pitch out for Foos. Cut off, tries to thread the needle. Nice spinorama for Hines. Can't hit it. Foos underneath. So Blake will shoot 2. Couple of offensive rebounds in this possession for the Tigers to get a little spark going offensively.
A lot of contact there, but Foos with a really aggressive rebound on the backside. Foos is 79% free throw shooter, so really unusual that he would miss a free throw. But knocks down the second, and Seneca East up by 3.
Foos doing a nice job defending up top, not picking up that 3rd foul.
I mean, it's really interesting, Brian, from a coaching standpoint, just how that guy in the high post plays. I mean, the other night it was Roofing and Hicks. Tonight it's Foos.
So we don't know what the principles are. We don't know who's playing what role.
And that's the big key. It really kind of confuses you.
Dropping a bomb. First field goal of the frame, and it's a big one here for the Eagles. They needed that one from Lucas Foy.
And Lucas Foy came in the 4th quarter Tuesday night, made a big 3. As we mentioned, a JV player, much like John DeGray for most of the year, but as he got healthy, has stepped in and played a lot more minutes here at the varsity level in the last probably 3rd or 4th of the season. Nice backdoor.
Can't finish it off. So the Eagles hold them to a 1 and done. Solid look for Hines, but he usually finishes off on the other side of the hoop. Haven't seen him on that left end very much. As Vogt hop steps. And, is that number 3 on Foos?
Yep, tough call there. Again, I mean, similar to DeGray, Foos just kind of caught in a bad position there. And they call a bump, so McMichael going to the free throw line to shoot 2 here, as that's the they're in the bonus. And McMichael, a 65% free throw shooter for the year. So the Eagles are up by 1, the chance to go up by 2.
Nice execution by Ryan McMichael. Blake Foos will stay on the floor as we're under 50 seconds to go here in this opening half.
Interesting decision here by Coach Langhurst.
Let's see if he makes a difference. Big 3, halfway home.
Need to get back. And the Eagles are going to surely go for the last shot of the quarter here.
Mason's going to try to make it tough on him. Foos also extending up top. Five-second runoff. Right back on. And a blocking foul on Mason. That'll be his 2nd. Tigers fans in an uproar.
So Trevor Vogt going to the free throw line with a chance to put the Eagles up by 4.
And the Eagles making most of their attempts down the stretch here, 3 in a row. But now Foos collects the rebound. Tigers will get the last shot here of quarter number 2. They'll pitch it out. Here's Blake. Deep 3 on the way. And the Tigers go cold down the stretch. Colonel Crawford outscores them 7-3 in the frame. They lead 18-15 heading into the halftime lockers. Stay with us for our Baker's Pizza halftime report. We'll give you all the stats you want to know, give you some analysis on what we saw so far, and get you all set up for half number 2. You're enjoying live and free playoff basketball right here on the OH Report. Hi, I'm OH Report founder Brian Skowronski, and you've just enjoyed first half action live and free exclusively right here on the OH Report. But stick around, still plenty more to come right here as our boys high school basketball returns after this.
More than Crown, we are the real people behind Crown CDJR of Dublin. Every member of our sales team is dedicated to providing you an excellent customer experience.
Find the right vehicle for you and your lifestyle is a Crown Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram today, the better way to buy.
Instead of paying for some big name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, it just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Tonight's playoff broadcast brought to you folks live and free tonight thanks to CARROLL'S Truck Parts and Recycling. Proudly supporting local athletes. Play hard, play fast, have fun. By Taco Rico. Savor the vibrant flavors of Mexico at Taco Rico, where every dish is a journey through authentic Mexican culinary traditions. BURKHART Farm Center, where it's farmers serving farmers. Baker's Pizza in BUCYRUS, the place to go after every local game or to watch your favorite team in action. Come join Baker's today. Try out their Pizza of the Month. Last time I read this, I'm pretty sure that they had Detroit style going on, so that super deep dish, a lot of cheese, plenty of toppings. Baker's, one of the best pies in the state of Ohio. First Federal Community Bank, banking locally just got a little easier. Sutton Bank, earn the cash reward of your choice for doing simple activities with Kasasa. And Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Some want it to happen, some wish it would happen. Crown makes it happen. We're going to take another quick commercial timeout. When we return, we will have your Baker's Pizza halftime reports. That's coming up just on the other side. Hi, I'm Always Report founder Brian Skowronski, and you've just enjoyed first half action live and free exclusively right here on the OH Report. But stick around, still plenty more to come right here as our boys high school basketball returns after this.
More than Crown, we are the real people behind Crown CDJR of Dublin. Every member of our sales team is dedicated to providing you an excellent customer experience.
Find the right vehicle for you and your lifestyle is a Crown Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram today, the better way to buy.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, it just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
We welcome you back inside of the Haas for the Baker's Pizza Sports Shack halftime show. 2 quarters in the books, 2 more in regulation yet to go, and we've got a tight one in meeting number 3 between Colonel Crawford and Seneca East. It's the top seed, Eagles, on top right now, 18-15. I'm Brian Skowronski. Joe Balogh is with me here tonight. And I just described this game, what we just saw, Joe, for the first 16 minutes as a bit of a grinder, and you're expecting a bit more of the same down the stretch here.
Yeah, I think it's going to be very similar. My goal of getting Seneca East getting to 60, I don't think is going to happen. A couple key things. The foul situation, Blake Foos with 3 for Seneca East, Payne DeGray with 3
right
for Colonel Crawford, so that could play a factor. I mean, the big thing for Seneca East, they're going to have to try to be better in their half-court offense. Where they've been able to score is out of transition. So if they can't create turnovers to get into transition, they're going to have to find ways that they can score in their half-court offense. Defensively, they've been pretty solid. I mean, you say, hey, you've given up 18 points. You would take that, but the problem is we've only scored 15. So they got to try to be a little bit more efficient offensively as we start the second half.
You see Blake Foos there, our player spotlight, averages over 9 per game. Just 1 point so far to go along with those 3 fouls. So offensively, he's been a bit of a non-factor. Missed a couple of open 3 looks. And then Payne DeGray on the other side, 14 points per game. This guy can be so mammoth in the interior. He also has been limited, sitting on the bench over by David Sheldon for a good portion of that first half. And just offensively, his aggressive nature in the lane, they really miss out when he's off the floor, Joe.
Yeah, they just miss that big body inside, both offensively and defensively. Defensively, he just makes it tougher when guys drive into the lane. Then offensively, it's just the space that he takes up that you got to have to try to defend. So, 18-15, you're probably looking at this game of being around 40 points with the way it's going right now.
And you see the turnover situation. Eagles committed 9, Tigers just 5, but a big rebounding margin right now for Colonel Crawford. Both teams have knocked down a 4-pack of free throws. But the Eagles, surprisingly, most of their points, Joe, have come from beyond the arc. They've knocked down 4 trifectas.
Yep, that's a little bit different. But again, all those guys understand the roles. So I mean, I think Logan Goddard has hit one. Is that correct?
He hit the first one.
And then Trevor Votes hit one. Lucas Foy's hit one. Somebody else has one also, or one of those guys have two. But yeah, a little bit different from that standpoint. But the thing with Crawford is they all understand the roles. So interesting here, Payne DeGray not starting the second half. They're going with Ryan McMichael and the younger John DeGray to start here in the second half.
So an adjustment in terms of the lineup for Coach Sheldon and his staff.
Yeah. I mean, Seneca East back with their starters. Hicks in the post. Good job of defending there. Mason going to the basket, able to finish.
Yeah, made a tough catch in the lane.
So good start here for the Tigers. Now they're looking to see if they can get a stop.
In a crowd, they'll just kick it back out up top.
They run to Goddard to the corner. He has an open three. That's been his spot.
No hesitation.
And the young freshman, John DeGray, on the offensive glass.
He's made a nice impact in the semifinals and then here tonight. Probably a lot more minutes than he was anticipating playing.
And that's Hicks's third foul. So both Foos and Hicks with 3 fouls here. So Roofing comes right back into the lineup. Little flare screen there for Goddard, but the Tigers able to close out.
Run a player on the baseline. They'll go opposite of it. Just looking to get the ball into the hands of the N10 player of the year.
They're running Bruner along the baseline here and just trying to duck in, but this is where Bordner's been really good, but misses the layup, but Mason there to follow.
He's got all 4 of the Tigers' points here. It's a 4-zip spurt.
So going back to my little thing there, Brian, of get a score, a stop, and a score, and the Tigers have taken the lead here, 19-18, and Payne DeGray is going to come back into the lineup.
Starting to build a little bit of momentum on their side as the Eagles sneak it inside. DeGray up and over the top.
And that's what they've done there. They have just tried to run Bruner along the baseline, and then the 2 post guys are sealing, and they're able to throw it inside to the young DeGray for a finish.
Foos on the kick out. 2-man game up top. Nice hedge. Now Blake for Ruffing.
Ruffing on a kick out, and Hines with the 3.
Tigers have not shot it well from beyond the arc tonight.
Well, they're going to have to make a couple of those here.
Left-hand drive into traffic, the kick out, Goddard. Throws it down to John, he gets triple teamed.
Back to Goddard.
He's got the rainbow. And it comes up very short, so back over to Seneca East, and there is Payne off the bench.
And Lucas Foy's also going to check in. He's going to check in for Logan Goddard. So some early substitutions again here. But the interesting part, the young freshman John DeGray came in, as we said, at about the 6-minute mark of the first quarter. And I think has pretty much played every minute. Coach Langher's going to take a timeout here.
It's a First Federal Community Bank timeout. 4-2 the count so far here in quarter number 3 in favor of Seneca East, with their sophomore point guard Luke Mason delivering each of those points. And for Coach Sheldon now, with his big sophomore center back on the floor, we'll see how that changes their plan of attack here on both ends of things.
And the thing with this game, as you can see, you know, these teams know each other so well. The offensive looks for both teams have been really difficult, and the number of possessions in the game has been really limited. So Coach Langhurst making a timeout here, 2.5 minutes into the third quarter, trying to maybe drop a set or go to something that maybe Crawford has not seen. So got a double stack here on the right side of the floor, and Ruffing steps out of it, tries to step in on a post-up, unable to do it.
I think their plan of attack was just try to go right after DeGray.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea right now.
Foos spinning
nice
to his
move.
left, but he's turned away. John DeGray with the block.
That's John DeGray's, I think, second or third block tonight.
Now Blake Goes baseline, and again DeGray gets a chunk.
Got a jump ball. It'll be Colonel Crawford basketball.
Fantastic defensive sequence this time. Or actually, I think it was the weak side. Well, there was 2 DeGrays in the area. Whoever got a block, it had that last name.
So they bring Connor McMichael in for Bruner. And kind of going a little bit big. And now John DeGray will step out on the perimeter. And he's going to be that baseline runner.
Off the ball fake, they'll get it back. Over here on the near side for Foy.
Payne DeGray really doing a nice job there on the backside of trying to seal his defender there.
Catch and shoot, nothing but net for Trevor Vogt.
Yeah.
I think that's his 3rd made 3 of the night.
Yep, he's stepping up big, as he has pretty much all year.
Lobs it inside, extra pass, now they'll move it to McMichael. Hop step, contact, same spot. Not the same result this time, roughing with the board, they'll kick it out.
Bordner with a kick out to Mason, and Mason with a 3, and he got knocked down.
Late foul call coming in as Lucas Foy ran him over. So he'll head to the free throw stripe looking for 3. Here's our Carroll's Truck Parts and Recycling replay. Yeah, just a hard closeout right there.
The interesting thing, they don't call it on the shot, they call it after the shot. So instead of getting 3 free throws, the ball's going to go sideline out of bounds. And as we said, the area that Seneca East has struggled a little bit is just being able to attack this Colonel Crawford man-to-man defense.
Mason tries another triple. Now here's Trevor on the fly. Kick out. They'll launch. Misfires, but tipped into the hands of McMichael.
DeGray able to get his fingers on that and just keep it alive enough. And Foy coming right back with another 3.
It's bombs away right now here at the Haas. 3 balls going up left and right at both ends.
So the Tigers, after scoring 12 in the first quarter, scored 3 in the second, and are right at 4 here with just about 3 minutes to go in the third. Blake Foos not able to get through, or just cannot get through the strength and length of Payne DeGray inside.
I think John DeGray on the back end also got a chunk of that basketball. So
John DeGray's had his hands on a lot of basketballs tonight.
Vogt skip pass, it's picked off. Hines lost the handle.
And then has to throw it back.
So the Tigers, that's where they've really excelled, getting out on the fly. Couldn't capitalize here, but a foul on the floor. It'll be the second on CC. Nice aggressive take by Luke Mason.
Made a little bit of a break there for the Eagles. That Hines, kind of just lost control of his dribble as he was going to the basket. But then fortunate that for the Tigers, he's able to save it. Nice cut there by Foos.
Blake will go to the free throw line for the second time tonight. Split his first trip.
And a nice screen there by Lucas Hicks to get Foos open. So Foos, as we said, going to the free throw line. 79% free throw shooter, makes the first.
Near capacity crowd on hand here in Willard that you see there.
And knocks them both down. So Eagles up by 2. Possession of the basketball with about 2:30 to go here in the third.
Vogt's a lone player in double figure scoring so far tonight with 10. A lot of balance, of course, for the Tigers. That's what they've done all season long. Seldom touches down low for DeGray here in the action tonight.
As we said, Hicks has been matched up. And Hines with the deflection, but DeGray able to save it.
And Payne goes to the rack.
Blocking foul.
Big call right there. Obviously would have been his 4th. Payne has not scored tonight. Here's his chance.
Yeah. Hicks stepped in. The official thought he was just a little bit late. So that's Hicks's 4th. So Roofing coming into the lineup.
Payne rattles home the first. Here does come Roofing.
And Payne at 60% from the line. So, as we said, this is an area that he really struggled with last year as a freshman, but improving and knocks them both down. Eagles back up by 4.
Winning the quarter right now by a point. That's we're sub 2 minutes to go. Roughing with the screen. Going away from it is Mason. Baseline. Nice kick out. Hines.
Nice pass. Big block by Payne DeGray.
Looking like a volleyball swap from the weekend. McMichael. The fake. The floater.
That's an unexpected play by Connor McMichael there.
And an offensive foul at the other end. The emotion flowing in the Eagles' nest. Their fans jumping for joy.
Some big plays on those 2 possessions defensively. A block shot and then a charge. And Coach Langhurst stating his case as Hicks called for a block on the couple possessions before. But Bordner gets the charge here. So kind of a big possession here. 6-point lead, a chance to go to 8. And John and Payne working together inside in that low post.
They'll run Vogt off the baseline. Now he'll come out up top.
They're running Lucas Foy there. Just kind of running him as a shooter to the corner, and they're seeing if they can get one of those post guys to pin and find him inside. But right now, I would not be surprised that the Eagles are going to go for the last shot of the quarter with a 6-point lead.
More than a half minute running off the clock here already on this possession.
Yep.
As Foos has not picked up a foul here in the third, still sitting on 3.
Again, and just interesting how Seneca East tries to match up out of this 1-3-1.
Now here comes Trevor Vogt. He's going to shift left side, call for a screen from DeGray. Down the lane, he's bumped, puts it up, it's on the floor. Last foul to give for the Tigers. This is one of those special situations coming up, Joe.
Yep, 3.6. Let's see what they come up with here.
Could be a big basket for Colonel Crawford.
Looked like they were going to try to lob it.
And they get the opening for John DeGray to end the frame. Largest lead for either side on that bucket right there. Crawford leads by 8 as we move on to money time.
Big play.
More than Crown, we are the real people behind Crown CDJR of Dublin. Every member of our sales team is dedicated to providing you an excellent customer experience.
Find the right vehicle for you and your lifestyle. Visit Crown Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram today, the better way to buy.
It's the moment we've all been waiting for here inside of the Haas tonight. It is money time here at Willard. 4th quarter action set to begin. Colonel Crawford trying to move on to the regionals for a 3rd consecutive season, and they've got Seneca East on the ropes. 29-21 the count.
Well, the Tigers need another start like they started the third quarter. A score, a stop, and a score. So kind of a big possession here for the Tigers because you don't want to get down 10. Bordner kind of hesitated on the three, but able to knock it down.
That's a huge one right there for Lucas, the 6'1 junior guard, filling it up.
And now they need to get that stop, as they did to start the third quarter.
Aggressive trap coming out up top, and now DeGray called for a travel, so this is exactly what the doctor would prescribe for the Tigers.
Well, DeGray got in a position that he probably doesn't normally play, which he got out on the wing and then was going to try to go to the basket. So let's see if the Tigers can get another score here and cut into this 5-point deficit.
They'll start it.
Foos and Hines. Hines has been good on this drive.
Oh, zips through
I don't know how he
defenders.
finished that one, Brian, because I think he got bumped pretty hard and seemed like he just threw it over the front of the rim. So a 5-0 start here in the fourth quarter. And then Michael picked it up, and there's Hines again.
Oh. Wow, big call. John DeGray getting in there, disrupting things. Take a second look on the Carroll's replay. It's tipped forward.
Yep, Hines, I think, got his hand on it, and DeGray smart enough to not stick his hand on it again. So the Eagles got a little bit lucky there as they had a turnover and an opportunity to score, and Hines almost jumped into that passing lane.
He's got about 3-4 of those stills and deflections here tonight.
And you can see the Tigers extending that defense right now. And the Eagles kind of struggling, so they put it in the hands of their guy, Trevor Vogt.
Let's see who this is going to go on.
Yep, he's going to give him 2 shots on this. So that's kind of what you need to do is you need to get the ball in your main guy's hands, let him make decisions. So Trevor Vogt going to the line to try to stop this 5-0 run by the Seneca East Tigers.
And the main guy on the other side just picked up foul number 4.
That was on Blake Foos.
It was indeed.
So Foos and Hicks both have 4, and are both in the game here with 6:31 to go.
Throwing Maine down on the block as Vogt looks to cap off 2 for 2. He'll splash it. Dude was unbelievably clutch in the semifinal win here on Tuesday.
Mason with a 3 from the top, unable to knock it down.
Here's Trevor.
He's going to go right.
The gap.
Don't be. I was surprised maybe he did just go right to the basket on that.
Now DeGray down in the corner, blocking foul. This one's going to go on Lucas Bordner. Be the 3rd on him, and 2nd team foul on the Tigers. You think the people of Attica disagree, Joe?
I think they disagree, and I think Coach Langhurst disagrees also. But we said that call's one of the toughest calls to make.
Triple team, Bordner keeps it in. Somehow John recovers.
Unbelievable play by John DeGray. Now there's going to be a foul.
And as the pace picks up, is that going to go on Payne?
Yep, that's on Payne DeGray. That's his 4th.
Just crazy pace right there. Couple of turnovers, and now both our player spotlights with 4 fouls.
One of the things we said, Brian, was kind of for Seneca East to get back in this, they needed to kind of force some turnovers, and they've done a good job of that here in the first 2 minutes. They've got Colonel Crawford playing at a little bit more uncomfortable pace in the half court. And Coach Langhurst is going to take a timeout here at the 5:55 mark of the fourth quarter.
It's the first Federal Community Bank timeout. Tigers still have 3. 4 timeouts remaining for Colonel Crawford, and over 1,000 of you all watching together here live and free tonight. Love all the comments coming in. Keep them coming. We'll feature you on the fan zone so that you can be part of the game. And I see Travis Brady watching from the stands at ODU. His Golden Knights.
Yep. Good luck to Coach Tackett and the Golden Knights. As they go for their, I think, first district final championship here.
So could we see 2 teams move on to regionals for the first time ever on the OH Report airwaves tonight? Yeah. That young man right there trying to lead his team to regionals for the first time. Seneca East hasn't played in a district final since 1985. And since that was my birth year, this is easy for me, Joe. It's been 38 years. I can do the math on that.
So let's see what they come out of the timeout with here. And as we mentioned, every possession becomes really important, both offensively and defensively here for both teams.
They'll start with Foos with those 4 fouls.
They go inside to Hicks. Kick out to Hines. And Foos in the high post. Oh. Kind of want to refuse that foul, Brian, because he had a wide open layup.
It'll go on Connor McMichael, so probably a good personal on him right there.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of a good foul because it prevented, I mean, the foul was before, so it stopped the layup.
Second on the Eagles here in the 4th.
Oh, they had Hicks on a slip, not able to find him. They throw back to him for a 3.
Good looking stroke for the big fella. 2-point game.
I mean, Lucas Hicks, 33% from the 3-point range and had 17, so that's his 18th 3 of the year. And you can see the Tigers extending that defense.
Tough angle for John McMichael inside. Second chance points, no bueno. Last touch, they're going to say by the Tigers.
Yeah, it went off Hicks. Hicks just not able to secure that rebound, so big play here. And Roofing's going to come in and give Hicks a blow as Hicks has 4 fouls.
And do we promise you that we'll get you closer to the action? Our camera people actually helping the referees out there. That's how we do
it. Over.
Helping himself right here is Bordner.
Nice pass ahead.
Foos lays it in.
Tied up. Tie ball game.
What a stretch to start money time. Stacking chips are the Tigers.
We said that Seneca East was going to have to force some turnovers, and here in the first just over 3 minutes, they've done a great job of that. Colonel Crawford's gotten really uncomfortable at their offensive end, and the Tigers have turned turnovers into points.
14 giveaways for CC. Probably right around 10 transition points here tonight for Seneca East.
Yeah, and as we've mentioned a lot of times here in our broadcast this week, you know, there's a difference of turnovers, of having live ball turnovers and dead ball turnovers.
Sure.
The dead ball turnovers, Crawford's been able to set up their half-court defense and been pretty good and solid there. Where they've had trouble is when there's been a live ball turnover, and then the Tigers have gone on 2-on-1 and 3-on-1 breaks and been able to finish at the rim.
Picking up viewers left and right too. 1,300 of you enjoying this contest tonight, and it's boiling down to the final 5 minutes. We're all square, 31 each. Round 3 between these two Northern 10 champions. Seneca East won the first 2. I don't know that anybody's ever beat the Eagles 3 times in a year, Joe.
Yeah, that probably has not happened very often, if ever, here maybe in Coach David Sheldon's coaching career.
One of the very best 18th season for David, 326 wins. Maybe counting. McMichael goes down, quick timeout. Wise decision.
As you said, every possession is so important in this basketball game. And the good thing is Connor McMichael understands that and calls the timeout.
So still 31 each on our Taco Rico Carroll scoreboard.
I mean, the only thing that I guess maybe, and it's really hard when you're in the heat of the moment, was that Crawford did have possession of the basketball on a jump ball. So if it would have been a jump ball, you could have saved the timeout. But I don't think Coach Sheldon's going to be upset with that timeout being called.
Still got a couple left in his back pocket. They'll inbound side out right next to the Eagles bench.
Oh, man, Hines almost into that passing lane.
And he's just got a sixth sense for that type of thing as Payne DeGray spins, doesn't win it though.
Tigers with the chance to take the lead for the first time in a long time. Might be since the end of the first quarter. Foos off of a little curl.
Now the nice soft runner in the roll for Lucas Bordner. Tigers in front.
Well, we said early in the basketball game is that the Tigers were pretty good at attacking, and they're back to that kind of mentality right now.
And with Colonel Crawford speeding things up, this isn't really their pace of play.
I mean, probably a good foul there by Bordner. Send DeGray to the lines. As we said, 60% free throw shooter. 2 of 2 tonight so far, but better than giving up a layup right now. And it's only the second foul on Bordner, so. But DeGray stepping up, 3 for 3 so far tonight, and Lucas Hicks chucks back in at the 3:49 mark with 4 fouls. Excuse me, Bordner has 4 fouls, I'm sorry.
In and out, inside, a lot of contact, no whistle.
Yep, Trevor Vogt had a great offensive rebound, but no foul called.
Heat check, well short.
You know, they've had several of those possessions where they come down and haven't made a pass and they've just shot the basketball, shot a 3, kind of a contested 3. They've been much better when they moved the ball and then been able to drive it to the basket. So the Eagles down by 1 with possession of the basketball against this 1-3-1 defense.
Vogt goes right, hop step in the lane, little scoop shot in the roll. Pretty stuff on that last possession by Vogt. And a timeout as that 3 off the front iron. So we'll get another First Federal Community Bank TO. As Anthony Langhurst's got a message for his kids. 3rd season for the young coach. 44 wins for him. 5-2 in tourney so far.
Yep, I mean, doing a really good job there at Seneca East. I mean, you know, we talked about some record-setting seasons, and we said they got a chance here to win a district title for the first time in a long, long time.
Ever, Joe. Only their 3rd time that they've ever even been to this level. So what an exciting night it would be in Attica if they can cap it off. They've done an excellent job to get them back in a position to do so. 12-5 spurt here in the frame.
As we said, where they've been good offensively is when they've had Bordner or Foos been able to drive the ball to the basket, or Hines. So maybe that's what Coach Langhurst talked about the timeout is we can't just come down and shoot the shot off the dribble with no pass. We got to move the ball a little bit and then maybe come back to that shot, but be more effective in driving the basketball.
Here comes Mason, one of the assist leaders in the N10 this year.
Little flare screen for Bordner, and now he's going to try to drive baseline.
Basically just chucked Vogt out of the way and then lost the handle.
A lot of contact on those 2 players, but Trevor Vogt forces the turnover, and the Eagles have a 1-point lead with just under 3 minutes to go.
Every possession crucial. McMichael draws a double team up top, steps through. DeGray up top now. And one official said travel, the other was about to say foul.
Well, we've seen he's really kind of awkward, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but he's been able to get into the lane and just was not able to get on a 2-foot jump stop and get the ball to Payne DeGray. So Seneca East with a chance here to go back in the lead, and I mean that's where Bordner's been really good tonight, Brian, is that right-hand drive to the basket. And another nice quick move. I mean, him and Hines both have some great quickness with that first step to the basket.
He leads the team in scoring this season. He's got a dozen here tonight. DeGray bullies inside, missed it in tight.
Yep. The Tigers got the lead now with just under 2 minutes. Let's see what Coach Langhurst calls here, but I would be emphasizing, hey, let's drive that basketball, especially on a closeout. Foos in the high post, great backdoor cut, and a foul.
Scoop, there it is. Lucas Hicks on his way to the free throw line. Can extend it to a 2-possession lead.
DeGray's 5th foul.
So that is it for the big sophomore. 3 points as he checks out for the final time tonight.
Made a tremendous pass by Blake Foos there. And an even better cut by Lucas Hicks. I mean, really, really nice play. So a chance, Lucas Hicks going to the free throw line. But Hicks only a 54% free throw shooter. See if we can knock this down to finish off the three-point play, and he does.
Good looking stroke. Seneca East wants a timeout.
So Coach Langhurst taking a 30-second timeout.
I think just giving Tiger Nation a chance to get up and get excited.
Well, and I think he's just really going to talk about this defensive possession. So, because if you get a stop here, you would not be surprised if the Tigers spread the floor out and try to make Colonel Crawford come out and play them, as you're 2 fouls away from both teams are 2 fouls away from getting into that double bonus, or I guess actually it's just the bonus now because there's no 1-and-1. So big possession here for the Eagles offensively, big possession for the Tigers defensively.
And we've seen a few games this week, Joe. Big fourth quarter storms and comebacks.
Yeah, we've seen some outstanding games this week.
12-point differential in the frame in favor of the boys from Attica.
Said the Tigers were down 8 to start the fourth, and outstanding play here.
Great defense here by Seneca East. Now McMichael hands off.
I mean, you really only have 2 3-point shooters on the floor in Trevor Boat and Lucas Foy. So John DeGray sitting in the lane here.
He's on the near side.
But you can expect Trevor Boat's going to try to make a play here.
Baseline kick out.
Yep. And as we said, they do such a good job of matching up in this zone.
Foos went flying at the other end. 5-on-4, what a read for Hines. Monster play.
And the Seneca East crowd comes to their feet.
They're sensing it now.
Under a minute, 4-point lead. You know, big thing that we've said now with pressure, you got to come to the basketball, meet every pass, and be extremely strong with the ball. They have a good point guard in Luke Mason.
And a great free throw shooter in Blake Foos on his way to the free throw line.
Yeah, that's not the guy you wanted to foul. 79% free throw shooter.
Oh, I thought that was number 5. Excuse me.
I guess it's only 4. They had it up quicker than we could get there, Brian. So, you would like the ball to be in the hands of Foos or Mason here. So good foul there on Hicks. As we said, Hicks, a 54% free throw shooter, made the last free throw on a 3-point play. But again, the difference this year, Brian, with this is the elimination of the 1-and-1. A little less pressure because you know if you miss the first, you still have that chance to make that second shot.
Senior season on the line, and no friendly roll.
I mean, nice shooting stroke there, nice touch. Hit the front rim, back rim, and then rolled back off. Let's see if he can make the second one here.
Hicks with 6 points so far here tonight.
Yep, big shot there. They bring in Logan Goddard, a 3-point shooter here. But again, they really only have 2 3-point shooters on the floor in Boat and Goddard. But Trevor Boat does what he does. He goes right to the basket and finishes. 3-point lead for Seneca East with 39 seconds to go.
And that was a quick hoop. Vote going end to end. I think only 9 ticks coming off the clock there. So great case scenario for the Eagles to burn it back down to a single possession. As we get a timeout taken by Coach Sheldon. He's got one more left. And probably plenty tricks up his sleeve here defensively.
You know, you take a look at free throw percentages. Hines, 71%. Mason, 84%. Bordner, 74%. Blake Foos, 79%. So
that's tough.
So
tough
any four of those guys, you would probably feel comfortable if you're Seneca East sending them to the free throw line. But probably especially you would like Luke Mason to be the guy to go to the line.
Be a big spot for the sophomore, but he's got those family bloodlines. A lot of great players with that last name coming through this school. He's got 7 tonight, 6 points for Hines, a dozen for Lucas Bordner, 5 points for Blake Foos, and 7 now for Hicks after knocking down that last free throw. So a typical balance.
I mean, Luke Mason's been to the line 50 times this year, made 42, so.
I think you like your odds.
Yeah. Interesting, Hicks is all the way up here. Looks like he's probably going to screen here.
And he'll make the catch. All right, back to Foos.
Yep.
So a quick foul, 4 seconds.
I mean, kind of interesting there that they would inbound to Hicks because, as we said, he's 54% free throw shooter, but Hicks does a nice job getting the ball right back to Blake Foos, who's going to the free throw line here. So another interesting thing here from a coaching standpoint is the Tigers have a foul that they can give. So if you get in a situation that Trevor Boat's going to try to drive the ball hard to the basket, you know, you can make that foul out on the floor and prevent that. And I would expect that you're going to see a hard drive by him to the basket.
Bordner, Foos, and Hicks all with 4 fouls each. Looking to go 2 for 2. Blake drills them both. And here's Vogt, head of steam right side. Running into some trouble.
That's all right. That's not a bad foul. That's okay. You're okay. I mean, I need to wipe the floor up here, but you saw right away out of that amoeba defense, Blake Foos coming up and trapping Trevor Vogt and forcing him to go back, and Mason went for the steal.
Want to get it to Trevor. Got to grab it in the backcourt. Picked up by Mason.
Try to take away his right hand as much as you can here.
Tough catch, double team. All of a sudden, a lot of space, and it's put home. Timeout after the Ryan McMichael basket.
Michael just, with a tough catch there, just finds a way to kind of hang on to it, split the defense, and finish with a little jump hook. So again, same situation. You'd like to get the basketball into some of your best free throw shooters' hands. So let's see what the Eagles surely are going to face guard, look to trap, and then have to foul if they don't get anything out of the trap. Coach Langhurst probably reminding his players here, hey, let's come to the basketball. Be strong with it. I mean, catch it. Don't be so concerned about dribbling the basketball right away because you're probably going to get contact and get to go to the free throw line. So important thing is here, Blake Foos inbound in the basketball. You want your best passer inbound. And so again, Hicks set up top here with Mason to inbound the basketball.
They've got John DeGray center field right at half court.
And there's Mason with the ball. He just needs to hold on to it.
Only about a second coming off the clock as he trots down the other way. You mentioned the efficiency he's had all season long, but these are pressure-packed free throws.
And only a sophomore, but you know, at this time of the year, you're not a sophomore anymore, Brian. You're a little bit more of a veteran, and he played significant minutes as a freshman also, so he's used to these situations.
Nothing but net.
Yeah. Loosens those shoulders, just relax. You know, when you're a player, you kind of live for these kind of moments, just to be that guy that's going to kind of seal the game.
Mason splits him, tipped
it out.
Hines flies into the picture. He grabs it. He'll get 2 more opportunities.
Just a little bit more experience there when you Lucas Hicks being checked out by the young John DeGray, the freshman. And maybe, I mean, if we maybe took a look at it again, he might not just get into his body enough. Hicks long enough, and we saw him the other night, his ability to get up high, able to tip the basketball out.
Big free throw right there for Mason, or excuse me, for Hines.
Yep. Aiden Hines really has a chance he can seal this game right now.
Clutch.
I mean, the Eagles are going to need to score quick. Trevor Boat with the three. Nope. Another three.
Back to Papa.
And Blake Foos with the basketball.
For the first time ever,
And
Seneca East.
The party's going to be in Attica tonight, Brian. Got a lot of happy people. Special moment here.
The district drought ends tonight. Regional bounds for the first time in program history.
I mean, first of all, congratulations on a district championship. Second of all, to beat a team like Colonel Crawford 3 times in a year says a lot about your basketball team, and it wasn't easy for him. But Coach Langhurst has got to be extremely proud of his team tonight.
They continue to march on into the Canton Regionals with a huge fourth quarter. We'll take a quick commercial timeout. We'll be back for the net cutting ceremony. We'll have an MVP interview and so much more coming up. Live and free as Langhurst with a big magical hug, and he's got plenty to hand out here tonight.
Well, and it's got to be even more special for Coach Langhurst. He played a lot of games in this gym. It's part of the history of this gym. So to win it here at Willard is pretty cool.
More than Crown, we are the real people behind Crown CDJR of Dublin. Every member of our sales team is dedicated to providing you an excellent customer experience.
Find the right vehicle for you and your lifestyle is a Crown Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram today, the better way to buy.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
As we welcome you back inside of the Haas, Colonel Crawford receiving their district runner-up medals, and what an unbelievable run for this senior class and this group of guys getting back here to the district championship where they've been so many times before, looking for a 3rd straight trip to regionals, which would be a record for this school, but boy, did they battle hard here tonight and put together another impressive season, replacing great players like they do every season.
Yeah, I think they have a motto, winning is a tradition, I believe, something like that, and that is true for Colonel Crawford. I mean, David Sheldon and his staff do an outstanding job and always continue to do. They had I think 2 maybe 3 sophomores and a freshman on the floor at one time tonight. So the cupboard is not bare for the Eagles as they get into next year. I mean, disappointed, but I'm sure when they take a couple days here and look back on this season, they can be extremely proud of being part of the league championship, winning another sectional, and then getting a chance to play in the district final again this year.
The only two seniors on the roster, Trevor Vogt, Ryan McMichael receiving the runner-up trophy. But tonight is about the Tigers making history, folks.
You know, as I said, Brian, this is special. I mean, when I years ago came to Ontario and we had a chance that we won our first district title in I don't know how long, it just galvanizes your community, and you can see this community is really proud of this basketball team, and Coach Langhurst can be really proud of his team with their performance tonight.
Had not got to this round in the tournament, as we've mentioned a bunch of times. In 38 seasons, here they are, and they make the most of it. And right before what you said right before the break, to do it against Colonel Crawford, to beat them 3 times this season, I guarantee no team's ever done that.
They've earned it. I mean, they've earned it. It was not given to them at all tonight. I mean, they earned it. Down 8, and you and I both kind of sit here. I think your comment as we got to the fourth quarter is they're in trouble. And I think we talked a little bit about off camera about, hey, they're going to have to create some turnovers, and boy, they sure did.
Yeah.
That amoeba defense extended, and they put some pressure and made Colonel Crawford really uncomfortable, and fought their way to a 44-38 win here in the Division IV District Championship game.
And some teams just seem to be a little bit more comfortable in chaos. The Tigers strike me as one of those.
Yeah.
When they're very active on defense, running and gunning, Joe, it just seems like they love it.
Well, as we said, they'd been over 60 points in their last 6 games, and that was kind of my key tonight. But they didn't get to 60, but they found a way to win with 44. So, again, congratulations.
And how about Coach in his 3rd season?
Yeah. Special moment for coaches there.
I can only imagine the motion for these seniors,
Yep.
this community, doing something that's never been done before. They've got none of those in the trophy case at home, folks.
Yep. Special moment right there.
So well done to this group of Tigers and a veteran group.
But again, you know, you got to give credit to these fans, not only Seneca East fans, but take a look at Colonel Crawford's fans. Still here congratulating Seneca East on this district title.
Very classy.
Shows the respect of the Northern 10 and their opponents. So a really neat scene here in Willard High School.
But these are the champions. They will march on. I'm not sure what awaits them in terms of competition, but I know that this Tigers team is going to be prepared for whatever it is.
Well,
because defensively, Joe, they can confuse anyone.
Well, they're in for a big task, Brian.
Oh, who they got, you know?
They're likely to match up with the 2-time defending state champions, Richmond Heights.
Oh, that's it?
In the first game. So they're going to be in for a big challenge on Tuesday night. But again, right now the important thing is they take some time here. They celebrate this tonight, and then probably tomorrow they're going to get to work because short time frame, and they'll be traveling to the Canton Fieldhouse on Tuesday night. I would imagine to take on Richmond Heights.
One of the very cool venues that we have in the state of Ohio. It just feels like you're walking back in time anytime you step inside of that gym. So as the Tigers fans celebrate, I think we will step aside one more time and we will look to gather up our most valuable player, Lucas Bordner. He's going to be our MVP here tonight. So we'll talk to Lucas, and then we will continue the post-game celebration live and free exclusively on OH Report.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
So the Tigers cutting down nets here in Willard. Something they've not done in the district round before. So plenty of smiles on a lot of faces here in the gym tonight, and packed from bottom to top here on the home side for Seneca East. Their fans delivered here, Joe, and you complimented Colonel Crawford's as well. Near max capacity for this Division IV tournament. It's been awesome all week here. And typically, Joe Crawford and the boys, they do a nice job.
Yeah, Joe Crawford, Jason Ratliff, they do an outstanding job here at Willard High School of hosting, a variety of tournaments here, and truly to be complimented.
And they even reserved us some special spots here, Joe. I got to show this to the fans at home because we didn't get this treatment anywhere else that I've ever been before.
I think that's Jason Ratliff. If you see him on Facebook, he has a lot of things posted. So
look at this. Our reserve spots here tonight. And look at how clownish we look in both of these photos, Joe. They caught us at our best moments.
Yep, one of my best moments of the year. So
very cool stuff here. So thank you, Jason. And it was him. I sucked it out of him. He let me know.
We just need to start playing some music here and let the student section bust out here like they did at halftime.
I know. Yeah, let's get the party going.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of happy people in Attica tonight as they celebrate this district championship. So.
And one of the cool parts about winning on a Friday, you get all weekend, Joe.
Well, fans get all weekend.
Yeah, that's right.
As a coach, you're probably going to enjoy tonight, but come tomorrow, Saturday, there's a lot of work ahead of just film preparation and then knowing who you're going to play, because you're going to be playing on Tuesday night. But I'm sure this past Wednesday, Thursday, and today, very excited at Seneca East High School, and that excitement's going to be even go to a higher level as they come to school on Monday, and then we'll travel to the Canton Fieldhouse on Tuesday to play.
You had mentioned that the program that you coached at for a long time, they hadn't won a district in a while, so your memories, Joe, of after you capped that off, just like that evening, was it possible to go get some shut-eye, or were the emotions just flowing too hot and heavy?
I'm getting too old to remember all that. I just know it was pretty special, because the first time you win it, it's just, as I said, it brings the community together, and it's just a special moment. So got him.
All right, and with that, we're going to take a 30-second timeout. Our MVP's up here. So we will hear.
More than Crown, we are the real people behind Crown CDJR of Dublin. Every member of our sales team is dedicated to providing you an excellent customer experience.
Find the right vehicle for you and your lifestyle is a Crown Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram today, the better way to buy.
We are back now with our BURKHART Farm Center most valuable player, Lucas Bordner, leading scorer for the winning team here tonight. And Seneca East moving on for the first time ever from the round of districts. So obviously, I'm sure you guys have been talking about that throughout the tournament. So to get here to accomplish that, the feeling in the moment, put it in words for me.
I mean, yeah, going into this week, we knew that Crawford was going to come for us because we got him them first 2 times, and we knew that we wanted to get him one more time because our school's never won this title. And we came into practice locked in all week, and we knew that coming into this game, it was going to be a dogfight. Coming into halftime, we were settling for threes mainly. I mean, we came out, we were still a little low, not getting much. But coming in that fourth quarter, we got everything rolling and started moving the ball and trusting our teammates.
That fourth quarter was magical for you guys. I said in the break going into that one, looks like the Tigers are in a little bit of trouble, and then all of a sudden you guys had a spark generated from the defense. Could you feel the momentum shifting out on the floor, and how did you guys ride that wave of energy?
I mean, yeah, we felt it a little bit. We knew that trusting our teammates was our #1 goal because we're all leading scorers for our team technically. Like, we don't have one guy that's mainly our leading scorer. So, I mean, we knew when we made a few shots, Luke Hicks hit that big three in the corner. Luke Mason started driving, hitting his floaters. I mean, that got us going, and we had to really amp it up, and we knew that we had a chance to get this going.
Going against a perennial power in Colonel Crawford, looking to go to the regionals for a third straight time. You mentioned it already. You beat them twice during the regular season, so it felt like this was pretty awesome, the fact that you got a third shot at them. So to not just win this thing, but to beat that team, how much more special you feel like this is?
I mean, that's great. I mean, coming into the season, honestly, we were really doubted of a team. And, I mean, going in that Crawford game, we haven't really beat them at all, and we beat them for the first time coming into the N10. So, I mean, after this game tonight when we won it, it felt amazing. And with Sheldon as a great coach that they got, and that got us going in first district title I got.
Well, congratulations on that, and I'm sure the party's going on in Attica already. If anybody's even there, it seems like all the fans are here in the building tonight.
Oh, yeah.
So go ahead, give some shout-outs, and we'll let you go get the celebration on.
I want to shout out my family, shout out my teammates, my coach, and shout out the student sections because they're pretty hyped tonight. Thank you.
All right, Lucas Bordner, your MVP, little goodie bag swag for you. Enjoy, man. Congrats.
Congratulations, Lucas. Best of luck.
More than Crown, we are the real people behind Crown CDJR of Dublin. Every member of our sales team is dedicated to providing you an excellent customer experience.
Find the right vehicle for you and your lifestyle is a Crown Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram today, the better way to buy.
Welcome you back inside the Haas for the Baker's Pizza Sports Shack post-game show. And the party already on down here on the floor. Seneca East about to take their team photo. They got the medals around their neck, the nice fancy gold ones. Coach has cut down the net. They got the trophy. Life is good right now to be a Tiger, Joe Balogh.
Yeah, it's a special night to be part of the Seneca East community and the Seneca East school, and especially for these players to do something that's never been done. Has it never been done, as I'm correct?
That's right,
Never
Joe.
been done in the history of the school. So these guys are going to get, 20 years from now, that they're going to be remembered for a long, long time with this accomplishment. So kudos to Coach Langhurst, all his players and staff. A truly special night for them.
It's also the 21st win, so it solidifies them as the second winningest team in the history of the school. 22 is the record, and that's set way back in the day. That's, I think, more than 50 years old, if I'm not mistaken. So this team going to new heights, new places that no others have done in the program history. And you talked about what lies ahead for them potentially. What an opportunity for this Tigers team to get a shot at the two-time defending champs, if that's what it is in Richmond Heights.
Yeah, I mean that's a team that's expected to come out of the Northeast district that they match up with. So again, it's going to be a huge task for them. But we've seen this every year in the tournament that there's a lot of upsets that happen, and it's not like you're in a 7-game series that you have to beat them 4 times. It only takes 1 game, and I'm sure that Coach Langhurst will delve into their opponent tomorrow and put a game plan together. But again, the uniqueness about this basketball team is that defense that they play.
Yep.
I mean, I think the thing is, sometimes the further you go in the tournament, if I was coaching against them and had to play them in the regional for the first time, I'm going to be watching film going, what are they doing here? Because it's hard to figure out, and they can kind of contain you, and then as we saw in the fourth quarter, they can extend it and turn you over. So a unique defense, and then from an offensive standpoint, they just have great balance. I mean, it can kind of be any one of about 4 or 5 guys any night, and that's kind of how they played throughout the season.
And that's how both of our MVPs this week, Bordner that we just heard from along with Blake Foos, that's how they spoke. It's a collective team effort. They don't have any egos on this team. They check them at the door. They show up. They do their jobs. And right now, it's paying off. They're moving on, and their playoff journey continuing, Joe.
Yep, and that's what you want to do at this time of the year, is just continue to play. And they earned it tonight. Nothing was given to them, and fought from an 8-point deficit going into the fourth quarter, and then found a way to win by 6.
Impressive stuff for the Tigers, as they and their fan base will continue to celebrate this one here tonight, but they'll have to get right back to work for a big one coming up next week. And who knows, OH Report just might have to be in the house for that one. Hit us up, let us know, Tiger Nation, if you think that we need to head out to Canton next week, and we just might show up. All right, here's your final stats of the evening. And for Colonel Crawford, they knocked down 4 threes in the first half, really limited from long range down the stretch there, just the 1. They did have a big turnover advantage, rebounding advantage, but the Tigers, they turned over Crawford 16 times.
Well, and I think, at the start of the game, several of those turnovers led to easy baskets, and they did a pretty good job through the second, third, but then the fourth quarter, those live ball turnovers really started to hurt the Eagles. And you kind of just saw that Seneca East, once they kind of had it going, they just got it going even at a higher pace. So the turnovers were big, especially in that fourth quarter.
They capitalized tonight, knocking off Colonel Crawford, and we already gave them credit for what Coach Sheldon's been able to do. A new group yet again. They graduate a kid in Braxton Baker and others from a season ago, some of their top scorers in program history. They had to do it the previous year, and somehow, some way, they keep finding their way onto the main stage here at districts.
Well, it's just kind of like, I think they have the thing, next man up, and that's, Trevor Vogt was that guy this year. I mean, a role player last year, and just had to step in to be a leader, and had a truly outstanding basketball season. We saw him make some game-winning plays throughout the year. Just a lot of toughness. Player of the year in the conference, all district. Probably a potential maybe all-Ohio player also. They're disappointed tonight, but I think they look back on this year. They had a extremely successful year, and I think Coach Sheldon and his staff's going to look at this year and go, man, we got about everything we could out of this team. And that's, as a coach, that gives you a pretty good feeling, because I think, we have all had teams like, man, we just couldn't get what we needed out of this basketball team. But I don't think you can say that about this edition of the Colonel Crawford Eagles, as they got pretty much everything that they could get out of this basketball team. Yeah,
well said. Probably the same for these Tigers, who will march on to next week. But that is going to wrap up our coverage here tonight at Willard. It's been a phenomenal week of high school hoops on the OH Report tonight. Of course, no exception. Big thank yous to all of our generous sponsors combining to bring you the coverage live and free the only way we know how here on the OH Report, including Sutton Bank, First Federal Community Bank, Baker's Pizza, Taco Rico, Carroll's Truck Parts and Recycling, BURKHART Farm Center, Baker's Pizza Sports Shack, and Crown Dublin. For my awesome staff here tonight, The down low shots that you saw, courtesy of Madeline Mad Dog Zizzuto. Up top, we had Jory Hollenbeck running top cam. Adam Thompson, our producer, director extraordinaire. For our Hall of Famer Joe Balogh, I'm Brian Skowronski signing out for now. We've got Northmore going live and free, looking for their first district championship right now. Check them out, and then we'll see you tomorrow. A 4-pack of games, live and free. Check you then.